Okay, YouTube, back at it again. Loaded up and headed out. First stop of the day. Of course, closer to town, so there's lots of tourists at all these viewpoints. Lots. The further you go, the thinner it gets. And I figured another hour or two I won't be seeing any of them, but right now, look at that. Day 2, folks. Here we go. Stop number 2. About 500 yards from where I stopped the first time. I'm not making good time again today. And I got a 7-hour journey ahead of me, supposedly. That's if you drive it straight through to a waterfall right on the Chinese border. I figure if I get half that way, I'll be doing good. Okay, people. Stop number 3. See that little moped going across that little bridge? Scooter, whatever the hell you call it. Oh, that first 2 hours was a miserable motherfucker. It was misting the whole time. Hell, I couldn't see. My helmet kept fogging up. But the higher I got, the clearer it got. And then I got on up there, and then I'd think I'd be in the clear, and here'd come the fog and the mist again. I've got every layer of clothes. I brought a little windbreaker with me from United States, and then I bought a Gore-Tex jacket while I was here. Then I got rain gear on. Then I got a little toboggan face cover deal on. But I think here before long I'll be able to take some of this stuff off. I'm starting to see riders again. Hell, for the last hour I've been the only one. And it was bad you couldn't hardly see. I was having to go real slow because I was, in them S curves and them mountains. Hell, you can't see shit, and then the next thing you know, here'd come a truck, or just kind of wasn't very good driving. And you couldn't see. You'd look over all the beautiful scenery. I'm sure I drove right by, but couldn't see it. It was so foggy. So, but I'm in the clear now. I'm back. I'm about 4 hours and 15 minutes away from my destination. It is 10 till 2. So I've about decided I'm not going to make it, so I'm just going to chill. Take my time, soak it up. See that woman over there planting shit? I'm telling you, I wish if I had a better camera. This iPhone just ain't doing it. I can see way better than this with my naked eye. Okay, YouTube, I'm back. Just creeping right along. I've already decided I'm probably not going to make my destination tonight, so I just throwed her down in Granny and just going to creep on about my way. Enjoy the sights. Show y'all some more of them. This place is just so phenomenal. I mean, you can't put your camera down. I mean, if you try to, you'd be filming all the time. So I just made myself pack this morning and said, I'm not filming. I'm just gonna ride it and enjoy it. and I thought I'd make better time than I did, but this morning was awful. Drizzly and cloudy. You couldn't see for the first at least hour and a half that I was riding. It was, the visibility was just probably 50 foot in front of you. There's somebody down there. I ain't kidding, folks. You think you're alone here, you're never alone. There's people everywhere. And why? I mean, you wouldn't think it, but there are. See these little shacks and huts. And this is what I was after, folks. This has been so enjoyable. It sucked this morning because it was cold and wet, but hell, I got so much rain gear and shit on that I just now stopped and took it off, or took off my coat or my rain slicker. Still got on the pants, and they sell these little boot covers. Still got them on, but I bought like a toboggan deal this morning. I stayed fairly warm, but it's still nothing like yesterday. But it's getting to be that way again right now. It's just this place is so damn beautiful that it's hard to make miles. And I'm not in the touristy part, I don't guess. I hadn't seen tourists in over an hour and a half. And that's the way it was yesterday when I first left. You know, I first left Hajang, the town. For about the first hour and a half, at every viewpoint there was, you know, tons of motorbikes and stuff. But now you see these people on motorbikes, they're just locals. Hell, they don't even have helmets on. They usually got at least 2 or 3 people on, baby in the middle. They can haul all kinds of shit on a scooter. I seen one hauling a damn refrigerator with it just strapped, standing straight up and down on the damn motorcycle. Beats all I ever seen. But yeah, if y'all ever get a chance to come ride this Giang Loop, it is definitely worth the experience. It is well can't even talk. Well worth the trip over here. And I'd say you better do it in the next few years because they're already starting to commercialize it, and hell, there's motorcycle shops popping up all over, and they're building hotels along the routes, and instead of just like these homestays and hostels. Of course, they started with hostels, then the homestays where you could just stay at a family's house. Hell, they'd feed you and stuff like that. Well, now they're calling them homestays, and they're just more like hotels, if you ask me. Or the ones I've been at have. You get in these remote places, you're gonna have to probably stay in some legit homestays, and I'm not trying to do that, but I may have to. I jumped off from Dong Van. There's a waterfall on the Chinese border that's like 7.5 hours from there, and I've made it about halfway right now. Like I said, I'm not gonna make it today, I don't think, so I'm probably in the next hour or two gonna have to find a place to lay my head tonight. And that's the problem. Hell, I don't know the names of the towns or which ones are big or big enough to have hotels or not. I just kind of drive until I just kind of got lucky yesterday. I seen that it was going to get dark on me, and I don't know how exactly it happened, but I got on Agoda and found that hostel. But I was lucky because there was a town, pretty good sized town with hotels and stuff, just an hour and a half up the road. So But like I say, I don't know what's an hour and a half, 2 hours, even 3 hours from me now. So I'll have to take time and try to do my homework, because it ain't like back home. You don't just Google Maps and you say, okay, there's the next town, there's the next town. You might see a town and there ain't shit there. I mean, it's the name of a town, or I say it is. Hell, I could be wrong there too. But like I thought I'd get gas yesterday at that. I typed in that deal and it said, you have arrived, and shit, I hadn't arrived nowhere. Hell, then I really got worried. There's some of that stuff. See that green? Evidently them billy goat women have fucking planted that too, because that's all, somebody's planted that. And that's why that's not near as rocky as the shit I seen them in. But that's what they're doing. They're just up there growing shit. And so they don't waste no ground. You can see how they've got all this terraced off, and even these little plots. But hell, it was misting and raining this morning. And I don't know how in the hell they got their fire going, but they were still burning shit on the side of the side of the mountains. You can see a smoke pile over there. But yeah, it beats all I ever seen. I got them a little green spot knocked out there. Folks, this is just beautiful country. I mean, this is absolutely beautiful. But like I say, you're never alone. You may think you are, but there's somebody in the they've got eyes on you, I'm sure. You may not have eyes on them, but just look at this terrain. Anyhow, I'm gonna get off here now and get back on the road and see if I can't cover some ground. Another stop. I hope the roads improve. I'm on these old dirt roads now. There has been a lot of construction work, so hopefully I'll get out of it before long. These old roads, you can see they're windy and kind of nasty, especially if it rains and it's starting to drizzle a little bit. Tell you what, these motherfuckers are dedicated. They drive a goddamn rototiller around here. I've been driving through miles and miles of just farm, or it's like a continuous garden. You can see they've even got plastic laid down right there. But I'm talking about just acres and acres. And these women are some working, you know what. It's 4 o'clock and I ain't found nowhere to stay. And I'm just now coming out of the rain again, so I'm gonna get off here and try to find me a place to lay my head tonight. I can't even, I was looking at the map just now trying to find a town. I can't even find a town. We'll holler at y'all.